Like, this is all falafel, pre-made falafel. And then these guys are all bread. There's a lot of bread. Like, this was full of bread to about here. Bread. It was all milk. This is all yogurt.
We distribute around about between 1 and 2 tonnes of food a day to over 150 organisations that work with vulnerable people. We don't have much food that sits in the warehouse at all. It's very much in, out, in, out. We always have fresh meat, always have fresh veg. We've had venison, we've had caviar, and really, really good produce. We started going to festivals about 3 years ago, and it was to raise ourselves as a charity to let people know what we're doing. And we also set up a catering arm, so we would be cooking and selling food made from surplus food that we took to the festivals. And at the end of festivals, traders were coming up to us and saying, "Can you take this food back? We're going to waste it."
You're essentially building a small town over a period of 3 weeks and then ripping it down again, and all of that infrastructure is temporary, and that means that you end up with temporary packaging and you end up with a lot of waste.
That was JAKL with The Jackal. You can catch him 8 to 8:30 at the Rabbit Hole. Now I'm really fortunate to be joined by a special guest, Emma. Hello.
Hi there.
So, what are you about? Why are you on site this year? What are you doing?
Okay, so we're here with a project called EighthPlate. We collect food waste from the festival and deliver it to charities that support vulnerable people. So we're collecting from the traders, but most importantly for you guys, we're collecting from the campsites as well. The point of this project is to minimise the food waste that festivals produce.
Chicken salad in a bun.
Walking fridges just arrived.
So last year we collected about 8 tonnes of food. This year we're planning to collect around 60 tonnes of food. So just to give you an idea of what this, how much food this means, 60 tonnes of food is the equivalent to 143,000 meals. EighthPlate are attending 7 festivals, and there are around 770 festivals in the UK each year.
Attempt not to waste as much as possible, because at the end of the day that's cost for us as well, but I'd say if it rains.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, so we had a rainy weekend.
Another aim of EighthPlate is to record the waste, understand how much waste there is, to try and figure out why it goes to waste, so we can produce a document with recommendations to festivals and traders on how to manage your waste at festivals.
Street food events, you're constantly watching the weather. It'd be good to know how many traders there are, how many people in through the door, even on a daily basis would be useful. Just as much data and communication as possible.
As a trader, you get to see millions and millions of piles of wasted food, and it's just such a shame. And I think the fact that EighthPlate are set up with a food distribution network is just fantastic.
We look at all kinds of ways that we recycle waste, but food waste is not something that waste management companies typically tend to recycle or are able to split out, because they collect waste in mass and then they split it afterwards. Without the help of EighthPlate, then I don't think that we could consider ourselves at the forefront of that kind of recycling.
So what EighthPlate are doing is really important. I mean, they're at the forefront of it. They're the first to do it as well. This has not been done before.
Yes, it did. Some of this food has come from festivals, and we've cooked up massive batches of bread and butter puddings with chocolate and brioche in them, so they're absolutely delicious. If we didn't have the food source from FareShare, our expenditure would be so much so that we wouldn't be able to afford to run this cafe. So I think it's really appreciated here. There's not much around here.
So it's so good to put it back into the community and back to the people who need it most. I just think it's an amazing course. I'm enlightened by it.
We have a really strong identity in that it's all about community and unity. People that come to Boomtown are our citizens, and we want them to feel like they are, that this is where they belong, this is where they live, they're part of this city. And it's another tool for us to use to try and get people to think more about, what they're bringing to a festival, what they're going to do with it afterwards. And EighthPlate coming along and making such a mark this year has definitely got more people talking about food waste.
Hello? Hello? Yeah, with the FareShare, yeah? EighthPlate? Yeah, the food people. Okay, awesome. We're gonna have to split 2 teams into uptown and downtown because it's about half an hour drive around the outside.
Just found the bread, but it looks like it's been out overnight and it's a bit damp and soggy, so we can't really save that one. It's a bit of a shame. You cast a spell on me now. You hold my heart in your hands now.
It needs to be below 6 degrees.
At every stage of the collection and distribution process, we made sure that we complied with the temperature and the regulations set out by NCAS. Thank you very much. We have to get the traders to sign, to say, they've kept it fresh, look at the dates on stuff, and then everything is temperature controlled right up until we get to the kitchen.
Bread's an issue. People just buy copious amounts of it because it's so cheap to buy, and unfortunately that is one thing that gets wasted quite a lot.
One person alone gave us 2,500 bread rolls. Right, here we go. It's really nice to just turn up and people are just really happy for you to be doing what you're doing and taking their food away and giving it to someone that needs it. So I don't think I've spoken to a single person that wasn't overjoyed at the project. We got 23 tonnes of food, 7.5 of that was bread rolls, and we managed to deliver that to 357 organisations that support vulnerable people. We found some pretty interesting statistics, averaging them out with some of the statistics that we have. We've developed a waste calculator so we can figure out for festivals how much food waste we think that they will have. This year we've been really lucky that we've had funding from RAP and Esme Fairbairn and also some help and donations from some of the festivals we worked with. That's allowed us to develop a watertight service for collecting the food from festivals. and it's really allowed us to see that not only is it viable, it's kind of essential. The amount of food that we're collecting, you know, can't go to waste next year when there's a solution to collect it.